Welcome, everybody, back to the Nuggets of Gold podcast and YouTube channel. So it was just named that Jimmy Garoppolo has a thumb sprain, or potentially what is worse than a thumb sprain. And he's going to be, I think, questionable, reevaluated on Wednesday if he will play against the Texans on Sunday. However, a lot of questions are looming, like, is it something similar to Russell Wilson's injury? So seems like more likely than not, we will see Trey Lance on Sunday. And I believe if we see Trey Lance on Sunday, we will see Trey Lance for the rest of the season. Earlier in the year, when Trey Lance started, he had a pretty depleted uh, offensive group. This week, Elijah Mitchell is expected to be back. In that game against Arizona, the defensive line for the Cardinals absolutely dominated, and you're going to see him in a very favorable matchup at home. Apparently has looked a lot better in practice. So I think the big question with this injury is this Jimmy Garoppolo's last start in San Francisco? And is Trey Lance taking over? Is this the first game that we're going to see him take this one, take the next game? If the 49ers make the playoffs, is he going to, be the guy that they ride with? And I would lean yes in this. Definitely still up in the air. We do not know what the case is going to be. But we've looked at some of Jimmy's recent games, and a lot of people, got really excited after, I think it was the Bengals game. Even though he almost threw a pick six that ended that game, which was always interesting to me because Bates dropped a pick that would have ended the game. The Niners would have lost. But we've seen Jimmy Garoppolo struggle a lot. And it's not like he's come out and just been flat in a lot of games. No, but he's come out and he has been the biggest reason for a lot of the 49ers losses. And with Trey Lance, you're getting a guy that does not force nearly as many passes. That's going to be the one thing I think that's going to stand out early on. At least in Lance's college tape, you didn't really see him force that many passes, where Jimmy consistently forces balls over the middle. Trey Lance is also able to provide a run threat at the quarterback position. And he's also able to push the ball a lot downfield, which we have not seen from Jimmy at all. I mean, most of Jimmy's balls are within 10 yards. And if he's pushing the ball downfield, he's not pushing it outside. It's in the middle of the field. So we're going to see the offense, I think, really be able to explode a little bit more. Now, are there some things to work with Lance? 100%. I mean, we've seen his motion is really long, and you see him kind of like hold it back and then kind of go through it. It takes a while. It's not a pretty motion. That's something that he really needs to improve in, but that's not something he's going to improve in this year. That's an offseason type thing. But we're going to see a player that I think is a much better quarterback. Maybe not, right away, but it's going to be hard for him to have like that, because in some of these games, Jimmy has looked like a low-tier backup quarterback. Like, we have seen him look horrendous. I do not think we're going to see Trey Lance look like that. And if you go back to that Cardinals game where Trey Lance did start, one, he's kind of banged up early on in that game, doesn't look really good, but he's apparently looked a lot better. Fred Warner spoke to how he's improved a lot in practice. He's been going against the 49ers ones, and apparently he's been absolutely torching their defense. So, I'm not going to bring up the conspiracy theories, but I think a lot of people have seen a lot of stuff on Twitter like, is this an injury, or is this them benching Jimmy Garoppolo? I would expect that it is an injury. It's pretty rare that you'd have like a fake injury for a player. I don't think that's going to be the case at all. But I do wonder if they see Trey Lance this week and they go, the bottom performance from Trey Lance isn't that bottom performance of Jimmy. And if you have a quarterback that can just do pretty solid in these situations and just run the offense, then you have a much better chance to win. The 49ers team is very good. The rushing attack should still continue. It should continue to be even better with Trey Lance back there. We should see them being able to push the ball downfield a lot more. Maybe you don't see Kittle targeted as much across the middle. Debo, I don't think you're going to see a difference in the touches of him. I think you might see Ayuk get involved a little bit more, but I expect this to overall be a positive thing for the 49ers, which is really strange because you really never see like a starting quarterback out and you see the backup coming in. That's a positive thing. But I expect Trey Lance to look a lot better than he did against Arizona. And I don't expect to see those back-breaking interceptions or those misses to wide-open players downfield. Maybe you will see a couple misses, actually. I mean, we've seen Trey Lance struggle a little bit with accuracy. But like I said, that's something expected from a quarterback like him, expected from a guy that hasn't had a lot of experience against top competition. So if you're going to rock with Trey Lance, it's going to be interesting because the offense is going to look entirely different. But pretty excited as a Trey Lance fan. I had him as my quarterback too coming out. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he's going to be great in the system. I think he's pretty much a perfect scheme fit for what the Niners are trying to do and how they want to run the football. So overall, I'm excited. Don't ever want to wish injury upon a guy, like wish an injury upon Jimmy. Would absolutely not say that. But I think overall, I think this might help the 49ers playoff chances. though they do need to win these next 2 games to lock themselves into that. And I'll have a video out tomorrow on how the 49ers have the chances to get in, kind of depending on this Dolphins-Saints game tonight. But overall, Trey Lance is probably taken over as QB1 for the rest of the year if some of these rumors about Jimmy Garoppolo's thumb sprain being a little bit more than a thumb sprain actually is. So you're going to see an offense that probably will not be as susceptible to turnovers. You're going to see an offense that's going to run the football a lot more, which with their offensive line, with their weapons, with some of these guys, Deebo Samuel, Elijah Mitchell, Trey Lance now, I like their odds running the football and, letting the pass rush eat on the defensive side of the ball. So overall, I think you might see a positive outcome because with this injury, but Trey Lance, quarterback 1, probably now and probably, moving forward for the 49ers. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that if Trey Lance takes over and Jimmy's ready for that Week 18, those playoff games, are they going to go back to Jimmy or are they going to rock with Trey moving forward? I would lean that Trey's going to look really good, and last week was probably Jimmy's last game. So let me know what you think, but that's my thoughts on it. And hopefully, either way, Trey Lance is the future. So hopefully he comes out there and absolutely dominates this weekend.